Advance tax, TDS and TCS. Now you know the concept of advance tax also, TDS also, TCS also. Now one by one we are starting with the TDS provisions. Firstly we are going to cover section 192. One or two more small points I want to tell you. When is TDS deducted? TDS is deducted on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. So credit in the books of accounts or actual payment, whichever is earlier, the TDS should be deducted and deposited to the government generally. However, in certain cases, TDS should only be deducted on payment basis. Generally, TDS is deducted on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. However, only in certain cases, TDS should only be deducted on payment basis. No need to deduct TDS on credit. One of those exception is salary. Now, on salary, what is the rate of TDS? The rate of TDS is average rate of tax. Here in grey color, I have given you limit. In all the sections, I have given it to you in grey color. It means what? If there is a limit, till that limit, no need to deduct TDS. Listen very carefully. In all the sections except one section, 194N, all the sections except 194N, if the amount crosses the limit, TDS has to be deducted on entire value. Now, what is the limit? Basic exemption limit. So, if the salary given is up to 3 lakhs, no need to deduct TDS. If salary is more than 3 lakhs, TDS has to be deducted. TDS has to be deducted. Employer shall consider other details of other income, deduction and TDS if furnished by employee. There is one amendment in this section 192. Earlier, the employee, okay, one more thing I forgot to tell you. In this example that I told, okay, employee will tell, no, I have other incomes. I have interest income also. Please include that also. I have house property loss. Please include that also. He can also tell, for me already TDS is deducted on interest income. You please reduce that from the actual tax also. That also employer should do. Whatever TDS is also already deducted in the employee's name, he will give the information to the employer. Employer should consider that TDS also. And now there is a new rule that even if TCS is collected in the name of employee, then employee will inform the employer that I bought a new car for more than 10 lakh rupees. That car dealer has taken 1% extra as TCS. So when you deduct TDS, no, you reduce this 1% TCS which was there, and on balance only you please deduct the TDS. So like that also employee can request the employer, and employer has to follow. Employer shall not consider any loss except house property loss. Employer shall consider the TDS deduction detail, TCS deduction detail furnished by the employee. If there is more than one employer or change of employer, then furnish detail to current employer in form 12B. Now listen, sir, I am working under two employers simultaneously, employer 1 and employer 2. Now what will happen? Employer 1 will also consider all the slab rates. Employer 2 will also consider all the slab rates. So if both combined, if I see, they will deduct very low TDS. Then ultimately I only have to pay it along with interest while filing the return of income. So to escape from this, I am having an option. I will go to any one of the employer and I will tell him that my other employer is already deducting tax on 10 lakh rupees. You please consider that and deduct the tax. Okay. So he will deduct the tax at higher slab rates. Fine. Employer shall obtain a proof of landlord's name, address and PAN number when HRA is paid and rent is more than 1 lakh rupees. So if employer is paying house rent allowance and if employee is telling that I am having rent paid, so please provide me exemption of HRA in old tax regime. New tax regime la HRA not allowed. Old tax regime la vande employee is telling please give me benefit of HRA. So if the rent is more than 1 lakh, the employer should also maintain landlord's name, landlord's PAN number. Then if leave travel concession is given to the employee, then the evidence should be there. The air ticket, railway ticket, etc. should be there. Next, in case of interest on housing loan, if the employee gives the details of interest on housing loan, then the lender's name, address and PAN number also should be there. Next, evidence of investment eligible for deduction under chapter 6A. The employee is telling I want to claim insurance premium as deduction. Then you take the receipt of insurance premium as an employer and check whether it is correct or not, and you have to keep it with yourself as proof. So with this, section 192 is over. Now let us see section 192A. Section 192A, withdrawal from employee provident fund. Listen here. If there is a recognized provident fund, then I told you that at least up to 5 years the employee should be a participant in the recognized provident fund. Before 5 years, if the employee withdraws money from recognized provident fund and if the conditions are not satisfied, then the entire amount is taxable. It is taxable just like a unrecognized provident fund, that also we had studied. Now, when the person is withdrawing the money and if the money is taxable, then the provident fund will deduct TDS at 10%. They will deduct TDS at 10%. But if the amount of withdrawal is less than 50,000, no need to deduct TDS. But if it is exact 50,000, then TDS has to be deducted. Exact 50,000, TDS has to be deducted. Okay. And here also, TDS is deducted only on payment basis. TDS is deducted only on payment basis. The general rule is what? Payment or credit, whichever is earlier. But in case of withdrawal from PF also, it is only deducted on payment basis. Next, section 193, interest on securities. So whatever securities are there, no, debenture stock, etc. On such securities, whenever interest is given, then TDS has to be deducted under section 193 at 10%. When is TDS not deductible? TDS to be deducted only if interest exceeds 5,000 in case of debentures of a public company paid to a resident individual by account pay check. Resident individual or HUF through account pay check. So if a public company means what? Which is not private. Public company, if it is giving interest on debentures and the interest is more than 5,000, if interest is less than 5,000, then up to 5,000 TDS need not be deducted if interest is given through account pay check or any other prescribed mode. So up to 5,000 no need to deduct the TDS, more than 5,000 TDS has to be deducted. For that up to 5,000 also, the limit is for whom? Only for a public company if they are paying interest on debenture. Next, TDS is to be paid only if interest exceeds 10,000 per annum in case of 8% taxable bond 2003, 7.75% taxable bond 2018 and floating rate taxable bond 2020. So if you find any of these three in the examination question paper, 8% saving taxable bond 2003, 7.75% saving taxable bond 2018, floating rate saving taxable bond 2020. On all these three, TDS should be deducted only if it is more than 10,000 per annum. Next, no TDS is deducted on the following. Number 1, National Savings Certificate. Then interest given by National Development Bond or National Defense Bond. Then TDS interest on 6.5% gold bond, 7.7% gold bond up to 10,000 rupees. Up to 10,000 rupees. So 6.5% gold bond and 7% gold bond also up to 10,000 rupees no TDS, more than 10,000 full amount male TDS. Securities of central government and state government. So if central government, state government is paying the interest, they will not deduct the TDS. Then earlier listed demat securities TDS was not there, but now TDS is deductible even if it is a listed demat security. Next, debenture of PFCL and Indian Railway Finance Corporation Limited. This is relating to your 54 EC. These are those 54 EC bonds. 54 EC bonds. So when they are paying you interest, they will deduct the TDS and pay you. Then interest payable to LIC or GIC on securities owned by it or any insurance company. So interest payment, if it is made to LIC, no need to deduct TDS. If it is made to GIC, no need to deduct TDS. If it is given to any insurance company also, no need to deduct the TDS. Okay. So this is section 193. Now let's see section 194. TDS on dividend including deemed dividend. So TDS has to be deducted on the dividend payment including deemed dividend. TDS rate is 10%. Then no TDS is required if dividend is received by an individual and in any mode other than cash up to 5,000 rupees. So up to 5,000 rupees, any mode other than cash given to individual, no need to deduct the TDS. Fine. No TDS on any dividend paid to LIC, GIC or subsidiary of LIC, GIC or any other insurer. So if dividend is given to LIC or GIC, no need to deduct TDS. Then section 194A. This dividend TDS is important because for 1 mark or 2 marks, it is a very common adjustment. Section 194A, interest other than interest on securities. Now 2 points I would like to tell. 3 points. First point one enna, TDS everywhere you see except for section 192 all are flat rate. Flat rate means what? If 30% is given, 30% should be deducted. 40% is given, 40% should be deducted. Whatever TDS rate is there, that much should be deducted. 10% is given, 10% should be deducted. However, when it comes to section 192, then it is not a flat rate. Not a flat rate means what? Number one, it is average rate. But number two, you should also include surcharge and health and education cess while deducting the TDS. You should include surcharge and health and education cess also while deducting TDS. But sir, dividend, what if the company pays dividend more than 1 crore? Should the company include surcharge also? Answer is no. 10% means 10% only. No need to include surcharge and health and education cess. Fine. One more thing. There are 5 sections Kanna. HIJACR. HIJACR. Hijack R. Now for all these 6 sections, it means what? 194H, 194I, 194J, 194A, 194C and 194R. For all these 6 sections, there is one special provision. What is the special provision? See point number 4. Hijack. Please write here R. Include R also. In case of individual or HUF whose turnover or gross receipts do not exceed 1 crore or 50 lakhs. So if turnover or gross receipts is up to 1 crore or up to 50 lakhs in the preceding previous year, then they need not deduct the TDS. Under 194 HIJACR. H is commission, I is rent, J is professional fees, A is interest, C is commission, R is benefit or perquisite. So 6 sections, if an individual or HUF is there and their gross receipts, turnover or gross receipts is up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs as the case may be, then they need not deduct the TDS in the preceding previous year. In the preceding previous year, if it is up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs, they need not deduct the TDS. So here also this is covered. 194A is covered under HIJACR. So in 194A also, which is interest other than interest on securities, what to do? If there is an individual or HUF in the preceding previous year, if their turnover or gross receipts was up to 1 crore or up to 50 lakhs, then they need not deduct the TDS. Only if it was more than 1 crore or 50 lakhs, they have to deduct TDS. Okay. Sir, they were not even having business, so no turnover at all. No turnover, no need to deduct TDS. No problem. Okay. What is the limit? The limit is up to 5,000. Up to 5,000, if there is any interest, no need to deduct the TDS. Then there is a higher limit of up to 40,000 and 50,000 in case of senior citizen, in case of interest received on time deposits from a bank or cooperative society or post office, and the interest paid by cooperative society. Okay, and interest paid by cooperative society with turnover or gross receipts greater than 50 crores to its members. Now listen, when bank is giving interest, cooperative bank is giving interest, post office is giving interest, and cooperative society with turnover gross receipts greater than 50 crores is giving interest to its members. So 4 cases. Bank is giving interest, cooperative bank is giving interest, post office is giving interest, cooperative society with turnover greater than more than 50 crores is giving interest to members. In all these 4 cases, there is a higher limit of 40,000. There is a higher limit of 40,000, and if the receiver is a senior citizen, then the limit will be 50,000. If the receiver is a senior citizen, the limit will be increased to 50,000. Okay. Sir, what about cooperative society who are giving interest to members and their turnover is within 50 crores? If it is within 50 crores, no need to deduct TDS. No need to deduct TDS. Only if it is above 50 crores and they are giving interest to members, they have to deduct the TDS. And for that also there is a higher limit of 40,000, 50,000 as the case may be. And here it is only time deposit. Time deposit means what? Fixed deposit. Fixed deposit. Saving bank account mele interest mele TDS varuma varadu. On saving bank account interest there is no TDS. So no limit at all. Even if there is 1 crore saving bank account interest, no need to deduct the TDS. Note, if bank has core banking system, then above limit shall be per bank or else it shall be per branch. Okay. So for example, if ICICI Bank is giving the interest, ICICI Bank is having a core banking system. Core banking system means what? All the branches of ICICI Bank throughout the world are integrated into a single system. Hence, the data can be shared of all the branches can be shared together. In such case, you have to see per bank. Per bank. So, if the bank is having core banking system means this 40,000 or 50,000 limit is applicable per bank. ICICI Bank, so I am having maybe one branch in Chennai, one branch in Coimbatore. In Chennai, I am earning interest of 30,000 and one FD in Coimbatore is there on which I am earning an interest of 30,000. Both combined how much? 60,000. So TDS is deductible or not deductible? Answer is it is deductible because the bank is having core banking system. However, let us take an example of another bank, ABC Bank. ABC Bank is not having any core banking system. I am having one FD in Chennai, one FD in Coimbatore. FD in Chennai I am earning 30,000. FD in Coimbatore I am earning 30,000. Will there be any TDS? Answer is no. No TDS. So if there is no core banking system, see per branch. The limit will be taken per branch. But if there is core banking system, limit will be taken per bank. Okay, wow. Next. Up to 50,000 in case of interest on compensation paid by insurance company by motor accidents claim tribunal. So for example, I met with a motor accident and because of the motor accident I am claiming insurance. That insurance company has denied me the insurance. So I go to motor accident claim tribunal to fight against insurance company. Motor accident claim tribunal is asking the insurance company to pay me compensation also, to pay me interest also. Then on this interest, if it is up to 50,000, no need to deduct TDS. Very special point. Means okay, next. No TDS will be applicable on the following interest. Interest on loan given to bank, cooperative bank, financial institution, LIC, UTI, insurance company. No interest will be given if interest is given to whom? To banks. So if you have taken a loan from bank, you are giving bank the interest. Should you deduct TDS while making payment to bank? Answer is no. It is not required. You need not deduct the TDS. So if interest is given to bank or cooperative bank or financial institution or LIC or UTI, Unit Trust of India or any insurance company, TDS need not be deducted. Then when interest is paid by firm to partners, interest is paid by firm to partners, TDS need not be deducted. From the next year onwards, TDS is there, but for your exam, TDS is not there when firm pays interest to partner. Next, interest on refund of tax by government. So the government will give income tax refund. When the government gives the income tax refund late to you, they will also give interest on income tax refund. On this interest, the government will not deduct any TDS. Then interest paid by cooperative society with a turnover of or gross receipts of up to 1 crore to its members. This I already told you. Then interest paid by primary agriculture credit society on the deposit made with them. So primary agriculture credit society, it will pay interest but it will not deduct TDS. Next, interest on saving bank account. Already told you. Interest on zero coupon bonds, there is no TDS. Then interest from national saving certificate, no TDS. National skill development fund, no TDS. Deposit with HUDCO, that is Housing and Urban Development Corporation Limited, no TDS. No TDS. Kisan Vikas Patra, no TDS. Post office monthly scheme, no TDS. Post office RD, no TDS. or any other notified scheme of central government, no TDS. Mahila Samman Saving Certificate, no TDS. This you be thorough because this is introduced recently, so may be coming in examination. Mahila Samman Saving Certificate, no TDS. Next, interest on FD in the name of Registrar General of India, no TDS. Registrar General of India, na, let's take an example of a judge. Okay, he is judging over a case. In such case, what happens is sometimes where whatever disputed amount is there, no, that will be deposited in the name of Registrar General of India. Okay, then interest will be coming in the name of Registrar General of India. So bank started deducting TDS on such interest. Registrar General is telling this is not my income, this is the income of the people who are disputing. But it is the court's practice to register that in my name. That is why it is there. But the bank is telling we don't know. For us, there is a rule that if the interest is more than 40,000, 50,000, we have to deduct TDS. So now exemption has been brought 4-5 years back. If interest on FD, if it is in the name of Registrar General of India, no need to deduct the TDS. Next, interest to minor child, both whose parents are deceased, if declaration is filed under Rule 37BA, no need to deduct the TDS. Interest on capital gain account scheme to legal heir when the holder is deceased. Capital gain account scheme to legal heir when the holder is deceased, no need to deduct the TDS. All special points. 2-3 times you go through this provision, then if it comes in examination you will be able to handle, don't worry. Next, section 194B. Section 194B and 194BB I will take together because common points only. 194B covers winning from betting, lottery, gambling, crossword puzzles, card game, etc. not being online game, and 194BB is winning from horse races. TDS rate is 30%. Here also TDS is deducted only on payment basis. Okay, now here listen, TDS is not applicable if aggregate amount is up to 10,000 rupees. So this is not per transaction. This is a recent amendment. Here aggregate amount is up to 10,000. For example, I won in a betting game 2 times. In a betting game, I won 2 times. First time I won 6,000 rupees. Second time I won 6,000 rupees. Combined it is more than 12,000 with the same person. Hence that person, since the aggregate is more than 10,000, the person has to deduct TDS on the entire amount. Okay. Now listen, whenever there is winnings, no, sometimes winnings can also be in kind. It will not be there in cash, it will be there in kind. Even if it is in kind, the person should deposit the TDS to the government. But what to do? Let's say the person was having a car. This car is only the price. Okay. Now 30% TDS means what? 30% car would government kita, not possible. 30% of car it is not possible to give the government, and obviously car is very valuable. So the person who is giving the car, already he has spent so much money on the car, he will not be in a position to pay another 30% to the government. So what to do? In this case also TDS definitely should be deducted. Hence the person who is paying the price, no, he will tell the person who is receiving the price, you have 2 options. Number 1, you give me the 30% amount, you take the car, you give me 30% of the value of car, I will pay TDS because I am not having money to pay TDS. So you give me 30%, I will pay the TDS. Or you don't trust me that I will pay. In such case, what you do is you pay advance tax. This 30% is there, no, you pay it as advance tax and show me the advance tax receipt. I will have it as a proof and I will release the car. So if the person gives car as a prize money, or any prize which is there in kind, not in cash, in such case the person has to deposit TDS, but cash might not be there to deposit TDS. So either collect the cash from the party and then deposit the TDS and then release the car, or else you ask the party, the prize winner, to deposit advance tax of 30% to the government, and then they will show that advance tax is paid, then you release the prize. So if winnings is wholly or partly in kind and cash is not available to deduct TDS, payer shall make sure that the tax is paid by the payee before releasing the payment. Okay. Next, section 194BA, winning from online games. Section 194BA, winning from online games. Here also it is 30%, and here there is no limit. For online games, no, there is no limit. Online games like Dream 11, My 11 Circle, Rummy Circle, Online Rummy, all this, where online game is being played and prize money is won by the user. There are three types of people involved. Listen here. Not three types of people, only two types of people. Online gaming intermediary. An intermediary that offers one or more online games. For example, Dream 11. User. Any person who accesses or avails the computer resource of an online intermediary. User account. Account of a user registered with the online intermediary. So user is what? The gamer. Online intermediary is the company, and user account is the account with the company. User account is the account with the gaming company. In such case, there is no limit to deduct the TDS, and TDS is deducted on net winnings. TDS is deducted on net winnings. Net winnings na enna? For example, in a single day, let's say there was the winnings is 1000 rupees. He also lost 800 rupees. Net winnings is 200 rupees. So on this 200 rupees only, TDS will be deducted. Net winnings, TDS will be deducted. Now, when to deduct the TDS? The TDS should be deducted at the time of withdrawal. So this 200 rupees is there, no? Out of this, let's say I decide to withdraw 100 rupees. So what will Dream 11 do? It will deduct 30% and it will pay 30% to government, and it will pay me only how much? 70%, that is 70 rupees. But 100 rupees I did not withdraw, no. On that what will happen? You come to the year end. Till year end also if I did not withdraw, then whatever closing balance is there in the year end, you deduct the TDS on that closing balance. Purida? So in case there is a withdrawal from the user account during the financial year, tax would be deducted at the time of such withdrawal on net winnings comprised in such withdrawal. In addition, tax would also be deducted on the remaining amount of net winnings in the user account as computed in the prescribed manner at the end of the financial year. So at the end of the financial year also, TDS would be deducted. End of the financial year, whatever is the closing balance, that is only the amount on which TDS should be deducted. Net winnings is equal to closing plus withdrawal minus deposit minus opening. Net winnings is equal to closing balance plus withdrawal amount minus deposit amount minus opening balance amount. So the year end how to compute the net winnings? I told you withdrawal na TDS should be deducted at 30%, 30%, 30%. Then I told you year end also whatever balance is there, on that you have to deduct the TDS. How to compute the amount? Like this you should compute. Net winnings is equal to closing balance plus withdrawal minus deposit minus opening balance. This is the total net winnings. On this, whatever is already deducted, that you leave it. Whatever is balance is there, no, on that you have to deduct 30% TDS. If net winnings is wholly or partly in cash and cash is not available to deduct the TDS, then payer shall make sure that the payee is paying the TDS before making the payment. Same as winnings. If winnings is given in kind, then ensure that the person has paid the tax, then only you release the price. Fine. This is for online gaming. Here also there is one small relief that was given to online gaming companies. See Kanai, there is no limit. So 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees also if you withdraw, TDS has to be deducted. Okay. In such case, the government gave a relief to all the online gaming companies that if the amount is less than 100 rupee, You allow them to withdraw without deducting TDS, no problem. But you should ensure that by the year end, TDS should be deducted on the entire amount and deposited to the government. But what if, sir, they took all the amount, 100 rupees like that, they took all the amount, but no TDS was deducted. Now, no amount is pending. In such case, they have to pay out of their own pocket. Okay. So, if you want relief, what did the gaming company do? The gaming company told the government that deducting TDS very difficult, because when the user is withdrawing 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, every time for all those small transaction, I have to deduct the TDS and I have to pay the TDS to the government. It is very difficult. So the government told, okay, if the withdrawal is less than 100 rupees per transaction, you need not deduct the TDS, but you ensure that the TDS is deposited to the government. If you are not having money to deduct the TDS and deposit to the government, you deposit out of your own pocket. This is there in that statutory update, and the video la idum cover ago. Okay, the video which I told you earlier, that statutory update video, adla idella irukku. Next, section 194C. Section 194C. C for contract. 194C. C for contract. So TDS is deducted on payment to contractors. What is the TDS rate? TDS rate is 1% if the payment is made to individual or HUF. It is 2% if it is made to other than individual or HUF. Very important, Kanna. Payment to contractor. If payment is made to individual or HUF, TDS rate is 1%. If it is other than individual or HUF, TDS rate is 2%. And this is also covered under hijack R provisions. So here also, if an individual or HUF, and listen here there is a small twist in hijack R. Usually what did I tell you? For individual or HUF, if in the preceding previous year, if the turnover or gross receipts is within 1 crore or 50 lakhs, then no need to deduct TDS. But only for 194C, this provision also includes AOP BOI. So if individual HUF AOP BOI, if their turnover in the preceding previous year was within 1 crore or 50 lakhs as the case may be, then they need not deduct TDS under 194C. Listen, single payment up to 30,000, no need to deduct TDS. Aggregate payment during the financial year up to 1 lakh rupees, TDS has to be deducted. Aggregate payment up to 1 lakh rupees, TDS has to be deducted. Now, let me give you some examples. Example, A made payment to B. Okay. On 1/4/2024, payment was 25,000. Should the person deduct TDS? No need to deduct TDS because single payment is less within 30,000. Then 2/4/2024, payment made is 35,000. Should A deduct TDS? Yes, because single payment is more than 30,000. Single payment more than 30,000. So A should deduct TDS. How much TDS? B, let's say B is an individual. So TDS is 1%. 35,000 multiplied by 1% is equal to 350. 350 TDS will be deducted, balance will be paid. Now 3/4/2024, payment made is 20,000. Should TDS be deducted? No, TDS need not be deducted. Why to deduct TDS? 25,000 plus 35,000. How much? 60,000. 60 plus 20, 80. 80 has not crossed 1 lakh yet. No need to deduct TDS. Now 4/4/2024, payment made is 1 lakh. Or let us not say 1 lakh. Let us just say 30,000. Now total payment is how much? 1,10,000. So now in 30,000 should TDS be deducted? Answer is yes, TDS should be deducted. Now listen carefully. See, when 1 lakh is crossed, I told you in TDS, if the limit is crossed, TDS will apply on the entire amount. It will apply on the entire amount. Now 1 lakh limit is crossed. So now TDS will apply on the entire amount. So what is the TDS on 1 lakh 10,000 multiplied by 1% is equal to 1100. However, 350 has already been paid. Correct? So minus 350 is equal to how much? 850. So out of this 1 lakh 30,000 no minus 850 should be deducted. 850 should be deducted. Well, Purida, this calculation 750 sorry. Yaro sonninga 750. Okay, so 750 should be deducted and paid in the last payment. So to 25,000 no TDS since it is within 30,000 limit. 35,000 is more than 30,000, hence TDS has to be deducted at 1%. Balance only should be paid. Next payment 20,000 no TDS since it is within the 1 lakh limit also, 30,000 limit also. Then next 30,000 it is crossing the 1 lakh limit. Since 1 lakh limit is crossed, on the entire all the payments TDS has to be deducted. So from the starting whatever amount is there, calculate TDS at 1% on the entire value minus TDS already paid should be deducted and paid to the payee. Okay. Exactly 1 lakh. Yes. No need to deduct. Up to 30,000 up to 30,000 means no need to deduct. The limit is up to 30,000. See, Kanna, there are only 2 or 3 places where you have to be careful. Exact amount mela kuda varum. One such place we have already discussed. It is 192A. 192A. Here limit is what? Less than 50,000. So exact 50,000 na TDS varum. Then 2 more places we are going to discuss. In that 3 cases alone, you should be careful. In all the other cases, only if it is more than the limit, TDS should be deducted. Up to the limit, TDS need not be deducted. Okay. Now let us see special points under section 194C. Sir, what is this contract? Who and all are covered? Contract. Okay. First point is another point. No TDS for individual or HF if the contract is of personal nature. So if contract is of personal nature, no need to deduct the TDS. Next. No TDS for payment to. Okay, first let us see what is contract. Contract includes advertising, broadcasting, telecasting, carriage of goods or passenger other than railway, catering, customized manufacturing with customer material or material of the customer associate. What did I tell? Contract includes advertising, broadcasting, telecasting, carriage of goods or passengers except railway. Why except railway? Because railway is central government. Why to deduct TDS of central government and pay to central government itself? So no need to deduct on railway. Next, catering, then customized manufacturing with customer material. Customized manufacturing with customer material means what? It means job work. In GST you would have learned job work. That is only covered here. Okay. So other than job work, what and all is covered? Advertising, broadcasting, telecasting, carriage of goods or passengers, catering, and then job work. Job work. What is job work? I am getting goods of one person, I am doing some activity and I am returning the goods. That is called job work. For example, you are giving me gold, I am making gold jewelry out of that gold and I am giving you the jewelry. So this is called job work. You are giving me cement, you are giving me all the construction material, I am constructing a building for you and I am giving you the building. This is called job work. Okay, you are giving me the clothes, I am dyeing the clothes and I am giving you the dyed clothes back. This is called job work. You are giving me the clothes, I am doing stitching, I am giving you ready-made material. This is called job work. So all this is job work. It means what? Getting some material from you, doing process and returning back the finished goods. It is called job work. Means what? I am only doing the service but material I am getting from you. Sir, what if I only buy my own material and then I do the process and I just sell you the product? Is it job work? Answer is no. Only if I get material from you, it is job work. If I am not getting material from you, if I am getting material on my own, then it is not job work, then it is sales. It is sales. It is not job work. So I myself am making jewelry and I am giving you the jewelry. So it is not job work. It is sale of jewelry. But here recently one more point was added, material of customer associate. So you are having an associate. Okay, you are having an associate. In associate meaning kuduthirka. I think it is more than 20% share. If you are having an associate, the associate is giving me the material and I am giving you the finished product, that is also included in contract. If you are having associate is giving material and I am giving you the finished product, then also it is contract. Okay, while you are making payment to me, no, you have to deduct the TDS and only give the payment. So what and all is covered? Advertising, broadcasting, telecasting, carriage of goods or passenger except Indian Railway, catering, customized manufacturing with customer material or material of customer associate. Okay. Now I told you, no, carriage of goods or passengers. Carriage of goods or passenger includes payment to contractor in transport business. So if you are making payment to a contractor who is doing the transport business, then owning up to 10 vehicles at any time during the financial year, he will furnish you a declaration with PAN. If he furnishes you the declaration, no need to deduct TDS. Okay. So if you are making payment to transporter, then transporter is coming and telling you, sir, I am having only up to 10 vehicles at any time during the previous year. Here is my PAN number and I am giving a declaration. Please don't deduct TDS on me. Then you should not deduct the TDS. Okay. So for this goods carriage, no, in Income Tax Act, these transporters are there, no. 3 benefits are given to transporters. 3 benefits. First benefit one, we saw section 44AE, presumptive income for transporters, goods carriage vehicles. Okay, gross vehicle weight 7,500, that and all we studied, no, that is first benefit 44AE. Second benefit 44A3, when cash payment is made above 10,000 to a person in a day, for that there is an exception. To a transporter, how much payment can be made? 35,000 can be made. And this is the third benefit. You need not deduct the TDS if they are giving a declaration that they are having up to 10 vehicles at any time during the previous year. Okay. Now, next point. Contract also includes subcontract. Contract also includes subcontract. So if I have taken goods on contract and if I am subcontracting to another person, that is also included in contract. Next, in case of job work, TDS shall be on the value excluding material if material is mentioned separately in the invoice. If not, then it should be on the entire invoice value. For example, you are giving me gold, I am giving you gold jewelry. When I am giving you gold jewelry, my invoice should only contain making charges and value of gold should be separate. So on making charges only you should deduct the TDS. You should not deduct TDS on gold. But what if when I am giving you the invoice, I put jewelry and put entire jewelry value and gave it the invoice to you? In such case, you don't have a choice. You have to deduct TDS on entire jewelry value. Purida? So when you are giving me the material, I am giving you back the finished goods. I will give you invoice. If my invoice contains job work separate, material separate, deduct the TDS on job work. If I am giving the invoice and it is not separate, it is together, then deduct the TDS on entire amount. And listen, if you are giving me gold and I am giving you jewelry, should you deduct the TDS? Generally, you should not deduct the TDS because jewelry is of personal nature. But when will you deduct the TDS? If you are a jeweler, then only you will deduct the TDS. Okay, because if contract payment is made for personal nature, no need to deduct the TDS under 194C, but TDS will come under 194M. No TDS if contract is incidental and compulsory to the transaction. Example, transport charges of 10 lakhs is charged along with the petrol sales of 5 crores. Now listen here, you are selling some product. Okay, you are purchasing some product. Worth rupees 10 crores. On that, freight charges is also there. Okay, freight charges is also there, and it is incidental to that sales. In such case, for that freight charges, no, even though it is carriage of goods, you need not deduct the TDS. Okay, so you are buying petrol of 10 crores, along with that petrol of 5 crores, along with that transport charges is 10 lakhs. On this 10 lakhs, you need not deduct the TDS because this freight is incidental to the petrol sales. Okay, if it did not verify in your head, no problem. TDS is applicable on payment by client to advertising agency. However, it is not applicable on payment by advertising agency to news channel or newspaper. Listen, if I want to give advertisement in a news channel or in any channel, okay, let's say ABC Limited wants to give advertisement in a news channel. So what they will do, they will go to ad agency and they will give 10 lakhs. Then ad agency will give 8 lakhs to news channel. They will also keep some commission, no? News channel, and news channel will do broadcasting, telecasting. Broadcasting, telecasting is included in 194C, correct? Hence TDS has to be deducted. Logically you will think that on 10 lakhs also TDS should be deducted, on 8 lakhs also TDS should be deducted. However, mainly on 8 lakhs, because 8 lakhs is only paid for broadcasting and telecasting, correct? 10 lakhs is given to agent. However, if on this 10 lakhs TDS is deducted, then on this 8 lakhs TDS need not be deducted. Purida? When you are giving to ad agency, if you deduct the TDS, then when ad agency is making payment to news channel, they need not deduct the TDS. Okay. Next, TDS is applicable on payment by TV channel or broadcaster to content producer if the program is as per the specification of the channel or broadcaster and copyright is also transferred. If not, there is no TDS. Okay, for example, there is a company, ஏதோ ஒரு நியூஸ் சேனல் பேர், ஏதோ ஒரு சேனல் பேர் சொல்லுங்க, Sun TV. Let's say there is a channel Sun TV. They want to show a program. Let's say they want to show Ramayana. They want to broadcast or telecast Ramayana on Sun TV. Okay, they want to broadcast or telecast Ramayana on Sun TV. So there is two things that they can do. They can go to an existing producer who has already produced one Ramayana. Okay, they can buy the rights of that Ramayana and they can show on Sun TV. That is one method. Second method is what? They can go to a producer and ask them to produce Ramayana as per Sun TV's specification. Okay, then when Ramayana is produced by that producer, they will show it in the news TV channel. So in first case, when ready-made Ramayana is received from the producer, no need to deduct TDS. In second case, when Ramayana is produced as per the specification of the channel, then TDS has to be deducted. Okay, then here you also please write cold storage charges. Cold storage charges is covered under section 194C. Cold storage charges is covered under section 194C. Next, section 194D, insurance commission. Insurance commission means what? Commission given by insurance company to insurance agent. Commission given by insurance company to insurance agent. If such company is up to 15,000 rupees per annum, no need to deduct the TDS. But if it is more than 50,000, TDS has to be deducted at 5%. And here you please also write, if payee is a company, then 10%. If payee is a company, the TDS rate is 10%. If payee is a company, TDS rate is 10%. So for example, policybazaar.com is a company, or any company for that matter. If they are doing insurance agency business, if the commission is given to them, then TDS has to be deducted at 10%. Other than company, 5%. Next, 194DA. Maturity bonus of life insurance. Maturity or bonus of life insurance. We have already studied how life insurance policy is taxed. So whenever the proceeds from life insurance policy is taxable, the life insurance company while making the payment will deduct TDS at 5% up to 30th September 2024 and 2% from 1/10/2024 onwards. 1/10/2024 onwards. இது old rate and new rate ஞாபகம் வைக்கிறதுக்கு there is one easy method. Wherever there is 5%, no, except one case, everywhere they changed it to 2%. Wherever there was 5%, except one case, that one case also we have already studied, this insurance commission. Except this insurance commission, everywhere it has been changed from 5 to 2, 5 to 2, 5 to 2. 5 places they have changed. Okay. So 2% from 1/10/2024 onwards. Listen, maturity amount less than 1 lakh. So here also exactly 1 lakh means TDS. If exactly 1 lakh is paid, TDS has to be deducted. TDS is calculated only on income portion. It means what? Total income, total sum minus total premium. No TDS on maturity amount which is exempt under section 1010D. No need to deduct TDS for keyman insurance policy proceeds. Okay, so whatever is taxable as per 1010D, okay, what we studied today, on that amount alone TDS has to be deducted if it is 1 lakh or more. 1 lakh or more. What is the TDS rate? 5% up to 30th September, 2% from 1st October. Next, section 194E. This now it is not there in your syllabus, you can cut it off. 194EE. 194EE. National Savings Scheme. When National Savings Scheme is paying the amount of interest, they will deduct maturity amount, they will deduct the TDS at 10%. No TDS if it is less than 2500. So 2500 is equal to TDS. Here also you have to be careful. Then I think immovable property 194IA case la kuda indha mari varum, avladhan. There are 4 places where exact amount irundalo there is TDS applicability. Next, repurchase of unit of mutual fund, TDS is deducted at 20% under section 194F. Section 194G, commission on sale of lottery tickets. So lottery ticket agent, they will receive commission on sale of lottery ticket. TDS on such commission is 5%. Up from 1/10/2024 onwards, 2%. Limit is what? 15,000. Limit is what? 15,000. See, 3 places there is commission. 194D there is commission, 194G la there is commission, then 194H next section there is commission. All the 3 places up to 15,000, up to 15,000, up to 15,000. Earlier the rate was also same, 5%, 5%, 5%. Now 194D la mattum 5%. In all the both the other places it is 2%. Here same rate vandu you cut, same limit mattum da. Next, section 194H. Section 194H also covered under HIJACR. Hence, for section 194H also, if any payment is made by an individual or HUF and in the preceding previous year their turnover or gross receipts was up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs as the case may be, they need not deduct the TDS. 194H is applicable on commission or brokerage. Commission or brokerage. 5% is rate of TDS, 2% with effect from 1/10/2024. No need to deduct TDS up to 15,000. Above 15,000 TDS will come. No TDS on brokerage on exchange, stock exchange transaction, commission to underwriter, brokerage on public issue, etc. paid in securities. So stock exchange transaction will be happening now, on that no need to deduct the TDS. No TDS on commission paid by BSNL or MTNL to its PCO franchisee. Nowadays PCOs are there, public call office, PCO booth. Nyabam iruka? Are you also of that generation? PCO booth. Okay. Then section 194I. 194I I means rent. 194I, I means rent. I means rent. For plant and machinery, if a plant and machinery or equipment is given on rent, then TDS is 2%. Land and building, furniture and fitting, 10%. Plant and machinery, 2%. Land and building, furniture and fitting, 10% TDS. And 194I also covered under HIJACR. Hence, individual HUF whose turnover or gross receipts is in the preceding previous year up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs, they need not deduct the TDS. Okay, and here what is the limit? 2,40,000 per annum per owner. 2,40,000 per annum per owner. Now listen here. A is making rent payment to B. Payment of rent is 40,000 rupees per month. 40,000 rupees per month. B is the owner of the building. Is TDS deductible? TDS pudikanuma. What is the total rent? 40,000 multiplied by 12 is equal to 4,80,000. Is it more than 240? Yes. So should TDS be deducted? Yes. So month on month the person should deduct the TDS. Now listen. What if the person B was owning only 50% share in the property? There is another person, Mr. C, who is owning 50% share. So Mr. A is making a payment of 20,000 per month to B and another 20,000 per month to C. In such case, is TDS deductible? Yes or no? No. TDS is not deductible because 2,40,000 per month per owner. So here also 2,40,000, no need to deduct TDS. Here also 2,40,000, no need to deduct the TDS. Okay. Within the entire year, it is up to 2,40,000. Fine. So 240 per annum per owner. Sorry, 240 per annum per owner. Per month per annum. Next. No TDS is applicable if rent is paid to government. TDS is applicable on non-refundable deposit also. So if you are giving a deposit and if the deposit that you are giving to landlord is non-refundable, then you have to deduct TDS on that also. Next. Advance rent also you have to deduct TDS. Arrears of rent also you have to deduct the TDS. TDS is applicable on non-refundable deposit, advance and arrears, everything. If rent includes municipal taxes, no TDS should be deducted on municipal taxes. Means you are giving 10,000 and then the landlord is also asking you to pay municipal tax. In such case, no need to deduct TDS on municipal tax. Then landing and parking charges paid by airline to airport is not rent. It is not rent, it is contract. So for example, Indigo Airlines is there. It is going to Mumbai Airport. Mumbai Airport, let's say it is maintained by Adani. So airport charges it will pay to Adani. Correct? This airport charges or parking charges is there, no? It is not a rent. Hence TDS will not be deducted under 194I. Then cold storage, cooling charges also, it is a contract. 194C it is deducted, 194I it is not deducted. One time lease is not a rent, hence no TDS is deductible on one time lease. Next, section 194IA. IA means what? Immovable property acquisition. I means what? Rent. 194I. You will get very happy that rent is coming. Section 194IA, immovable property acquisition. So, if immovable property is acquired other than rural agricultural land வந்து capital asset கிடையாது, so it is not there in the TDS provision also. In such case, you have to see whether the property which is transferred is 50 lakhs or more. Then here 50 lakhs is equal to TDS. So here also you have to ensure that you are careful. 50 lakhs mala TDS varum. Exact 50 lakhs means TDS will come. 49 lakh 99,999 only TDS will not come. Okay. So, and here there was one clarification by the Income Tax Act for applicable for May 25 exam onwards. But before also we were studying like this only. You should see the property value karna. Whether property value is 50 lakhs or more. You should not see value per buyer or per seller. So if there are multiple buyers also, multiple sellers also, does not matter. If the property is 50 lakhs or more, you have to deduct the TDS. Okay. So let's say there are two buyers, A and B. Both buyers paying 25 lakhs each. Then also you should deduct TDS. Yes, you have to deduct the TDS since the property value is 50 lakhs. Now listen here. Actual consideration or SDV, whichever is higher shall be considered. Earlier SDV was not taken, but from the past 2 years SDV is taken. So if SDV is greater than actual consideration, take SDV. Now see whether SDV is 50 lakhs or more. If yes, then TDS has to be deducted on SDV. TDS has to be deducted on SDV. Consideration includes club fee, parking fee, advance fee, electricity, water supply fee, maintenance fee, blah 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 blah. For example, I purchased a flat. X purchased the flat from Y. Okay, the flat value is 48 lakhs. Parking fee is 3 lakhs. Will TDS be deducted? Answer is yes. TDS has to be deducted since total is 51 lakhs. So all this incidental charges and fees and all is there, no? Club fee, parking fee, convenience fee, maintenance fee, everything which is given along with the purchase of the flat, it should also be included in this consideration. Okay, then TDS is not applicable if transaction is covered in 194 LA. LA covers compulsory acquisition. So if compulsory acquisition is there, then you should not see this section. Okay, next section 194 IB. Section 194 IB also covers rent. Sir, section 194 I covers rent. IB also covers rent. Why so? Because in I we learned that HIJACR. Okay, it means what? Individual or HUF whose turnover or gross receipts in the preceding previous year was up to 1 crore or up to 50 lakhs as the case may be, need not deduct the TDS under 194 I. Correct? Those people have to deduct TDS under 194 IB. So the people who are covered under HIJACR, the individual or HUF whose turnover or gross receipts is up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs have to deduct the TDS under section 194 I. So who are excluded from 194 I should deduct the TDS under 194 IB. 194 IB. What is the TDS rate? It was 5%, changed to 2% with effect from 1/10/2024. 5% changed to 2% with effect from 1/10/2024. Listen carefully. In 194 I, the limit was 2,40,000 per annum per owner. 2,40,000 per annum per owner. So per annum limit was there, but here it is 50,000 per month. 50,000 per month. So here the limit is per month. 50,000 rupees per month. No need to deduct the TDS if the rent is up to 50,000 rupees per month. More than 50,000 per month, na TDS has to be deducted. And here no, it is applicable only to individual HUF not covered in 194 I. Fine. Here TDS has to be deducted only during the credit of the last month of the year or last month of tenancy or payment, whichever is earlier. It is credit or payment whichever is earlier, no. So last month of tenancy or last month of the year, whichever is earlier, then you have to make the payment of TDS. So masama TDS budikanuma vendidilla. Every month no need to deduct the TDS. Now listen here. Let's say that it was 60,000 like this. For 12 months it is 60,000. Is TDS applicable? Answer is yes. TDS is applicable because rent per month is more than 60,000. So total rent is how much? 7,20,000. Correct? 7,20,000. So 7,20,000 multiplied by, see in the last month is what? March month. March month, what is the TDS rate? 2%. So multiplied by 2% is equal to how much? 14,400. 14,400. Hence, when the payment of 60,000 is made to the landlord, at that time deduct 14,400 together in the last month itself. So minus 14,400 is equal to 45,600. 45,600 has to be paid to the landlord. 14,600 should be deposited to the government. Okay. So every month no need to deduct TDS. Deduct the TDS only during the last month. In last month the rate of TDS is what? 2%. So calculate 2% of the rent on the last month and then pay it to the landlord. Now 2 or 3 special points we are going to cover. First and foremost, let us see section 206AA. Section 206AA. There is a section called section 206AA which says that the payee should furnish PAN number. The payee, the person for whom you are deducting the TDS, no, they should furnish PAN number. Sir, why should they furnish PAN number? Listen. The payee should furnish PAN number. Why should the payee furnish PAN number? Because using the PAN number only, the government will know for whom TDS is deducted. Correct? If you are taking PAN number from the payee and then you are filing the return of income using that PAN number, then only the government will know for whom you have deducted the TDS. Correct? If PAN number itself is not there, then how will the government know for whom is the TDS being deducted? Hence PAN number is compulsory. PAN number is compulsory. Sir, what if payee is not giving the PAN number? If payee is not giving PAN number, then the TDS shall be rate as per the section or 20%, whichever is higher. Rate as per the section. So in section if it is given 30, then the TDS will be 30. In section if it is given anything less than 30, then the rate shall be what? 20. Now in this case, what we saw, section 194 IB. Let's say in the example that I told you, the person is not giving PAN number. Person is not giving PAN number. If the landlord is not giving the tenant the PAN number, then TDS is deductible at how much percentage? 20%. So 2% kadayadu, it will become 20. So this will become how much? 1,44,000. 1,44,000. Correct? Okay. 1,44,000. Now listen, sir, rent of last month itself 60,000. How to deduct TDS of 1,44,000? In such case, what to do? Entire last month rent you deposit as TDS. Because the TDS amount is more than it is higher than the rent itself. The TDS is higher than the rent itself. In such case, entire amount of rent you deposit as TDS to the government. That is also okay. No need to deposit 144. You just deposit 60,000. That is enough. So what did I tell? I told you that when a person is deducting the TDS, the person should compulsorily collect the PAN number from the payee. If PAN number is not collected, if payee is not giving the PAN number, then TDS has to be deducted at the same rate or 20%, whichever is higher. TDS rate or 20%, whichever is higher. In this section, the TDS rate is what? 2%. Then 2% or 20%, whichever is higher. If the landlord is not giving PAN, okay, then what will be the TDS amount? 1,44,000. But rent itself is 60,000. How to deduct 144 from the 60,000? It is not possible. That is why deduct the entire rent itself as TDS. So the TDS will be 60,000. Rent is 60,000. Balance it will be given to landlord is 0. Pay to the government entire 60,000. You get my point? So this is the provision. Now listen, sir. You told that from 1/10/2024 onwards, the rate has been changed from 5% to 2%. You also told that in the last month only TDS should be deducted. Correct? Then why are you even teaching us 5%? Directly you can teach us 2% itself, no? I am teaching 5% because it is not last month of the year, it is last month of year or last month of tenancy, whichever is earlier. So for example, in this case, let's say the assessee occupied the property for rent only for 4 months. So 60,000, 60,000, 60,000, 60,000. April, May, June and July. April, May, June and July. Okay. So in such case, what is after in July, the tenant vacated the house. In July, the tenant vacated the house. So total rent is how much? 2,40,000. 2,40,000. So multiplied by 5 percentage. So now you should do 5 percentage. So 2,40,000 into 5, 12,000. So 12,000 should be deducted, and balance 48,000 should be paid to the landlord. 12,000 should be paid to the government. 12,000 should be paid to the government as TDS. Purida, last month of tenancy or last month of the year, whichever is earlier you have to see. So in between a veedu vittitanga, they left the house na, then last month of tenancy you have to deduct the TDS. TDS is applicable if it is more than 50,000 rupees per month. Sir, 50,000 rupees per month means 6 lakh rupee per annum. No, it is 50,000 per month. So 1 month irundalum 50,000 per month irunda, it is applicable. Even if it is 1 month, it is applicable. But in 194I, it is not applicable. 194I is the limit for the entire year. For the entire year. Sir, what if 194I is applicable? 194I is applicable and 40,000 per month rent for 6 months. 40,000 per month rent for 6 months. Should TDS be deducted? No. TDS need not be deducted because 40,000 into 6 is 2,40,000. It is within the limit. Purida. So there is a basic fundamental difference. 194I and 194IB, what is the fundamental difference? 194I limit is per annum. 194IB limit is per month. Per month. Next, 194IC. 194IC ungal syllabus la irukka? I don't know. I think because JDA was removed, so I think 194IC also removed. 191, just a second, let me see. No. IC, sorry. 194IC is not there. It used to be there, now it is not there. So you can cut it. Next. Section 194J. Section 194J. Okay. So 194J is also covered under HIJACR. 194J. 194J is fee for professional service, fee for technical service, royalty, non-compete fee, director fee. Fee for professional service, technical service, royalty, non-compete fee, director fee. So it is applicable for 5 different type of transaction: professional service, technical service, royalty, non-compete fee, and director fee. What is the TDS rate? It is 10%. TDS rate is 10%. But in case of, it will be 2% if payment is made to call center. If payment is made to call center, then fee for technical service or royalty for sale, distribution or exhibition of cinematographic films. So fee for technical service also it is covered, comma, royalty for sale, distribution, exhibition of cinematographic films. So 2% if it is payment made to call center, payment made is fee for technical service, and then third one is royalty for sale, distribution or exhibition of cinematographic films. So in these 3 cases, 2% is TDS rate. All the other cases, 10% is the TDS rate. TDS is what? 10%. Sir, here what is the limit? Aggregate payment up to 30,000. Aggregate payment up to 30,000. But this 30,000 is separately for individual services. Separately for individual services. So for example, A is making payment to B. Okay. 30,000 payment as professional service. 30,000 technical service 30,000, non-compete fee 30,000, royalty. Now is TDS deducted? Total payment is 1,20,000. Is TDS deductible? Yes or no? Answer is no. TDS is not deductible because this 30,000 limit is there. No, this is for all the individual type of services separately. Even though A is making B a payment of 1,20,000 as per this section, still no TDS will be applicable because individually for the separate services it is not crossing 30,000. It is not crossing 30,000. But sir, if A made B a payment of rupees 10 for director fees. Director fees. Is TDS deductible? Answer is yes. TDS is deductible because this 30,000 limit is there. No, it does not apply to director fees. Does not apply to director fees. Hence, limit for professional service is 30,000. Technical service is 30,000. Royalty is 30,000. Non-compete fees is 30,000. But does not apply for director fees. Does not apply for director fees. Okay. Then salary to director is covered under section 192. Other payments are covered in this particular section. So when employer-employee relationship is there with director, then when the payment is made, it is covered under 192. Whenever employer-employee payment is not there or payment made is not for employer-employee relationship, then it is covered under 194J. 194J. No TDS on royalty, non-compete fees and director fees if payment is made by individual or HUF. So individual or HUF, if they are making the payment, they need not make the payment of TDS for royalty, non-compete fees, director fees. See, individual, however, they will not pay director fees because only company will pay director fees, but I have written director fees also. So confusion varadu. So no TDS if individual or HUF is paying what? Royalty, non-compete fee, director fee. First, what did we see? Individual or HUF, if their turnover or gross receipts is up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs in the preceding previous year, then also they need not deduct TDS because HIJACR. Then next, no TDS on fees for professional service if payment is made by individual or HUF for personal purpose. Personal purpose irundalu no need to deduct TDS. So here I want you to write no TDS for individual or HUF if number 1, turnover or gross receipts up to 1 CR or 50 lakhs in preceding previous year. Number 2, royalty / non-compete fee / director fee. Number 3, professional fees of personal nature. So in these 3 cases, individual or HUF need not deduct TDS. What are the 3 cases? If the turnover or gross receipts of the individual in the preceding previous year is up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs, they need not deduct TDS. Then if it is a royalty, non-compete fees or director fee, they need not deduct TDS. And if professional fees is for personal nature, they need not deduct the TDS. Need not deduct TDS. Okay. Next. But if fee for technical service is given even for personal purpose, TDS should be deducted. Okay va? Professional service da personal ah irundha TDS varadu. Fee for technical service irundha varum. Next. Royalty includes software rights. Professional service means defined under section 44AA and also includes sports professional. So 44AA la irukla all those professionals, medical, legal, architecture, accountancy, technical consultancy, okay, film artist, all those professionals. Along with that, sports professional is also professional. Sports professional is also professional. So this is 194J. Let's come to 194k. Income of units of UTI mutual fund, 10% TDS, maximum limit 5,000. Income of units of UTI or mutual fund, 10% TDS, maximum limit 5,000. 194 LA. Compulsory acquisition of immovable property other than rural agricultural land. Compulsory acquisition of immovable property. Then listen here. If total payment during the financial year is up to 2.5 lakh rupees, no need to deduct TDS. If total payment during the year, see total value of property illa, total payment during the year. Let's say the government is paying in installment. Who will deduct the TDS? Kanna? Government will only deduct the TDS because they are only paying. No, government will deduct the TDS and deposit to the government to themselves because they are only deducting, they are only paying the amount. If they are paying whatever they are paying within a year, we have to see within a year. If they are paying up to 2.5 lakh rupees, they will not deduct. If they are paying more than 2.5 lakh rupees, have to deduct. Next, 10% is the TDS rate. Compensation also includes enhanced compensation. Next, section 194M. Section 194M, contract, commission, professional service. Contract, commission, professional service. Contract we already saw in 194C. Commission we already saw in 194H. Professional service we already saw in 194J. Then why is this new section? Because individual or HUF whose turnover or gross receipts in the preceding previous year is up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs as the case may be, are not covered in that section. They are covered in this section. They are covered in this section. The TDS rate is 5% and it is 2% with effect from 1/10/2024. Limit in the up to 50 lakhs. Up to 50 lakhs. Hence, only if the person is a very high paying individual, in that case only they are asking them to pay. When it comes to rent, 50,000 rupees per month. Okay, then only they are asking to pay TDS. Here also 50 lakhs per year. But here listen. In 194J, no, there were 5 types of different items. Correct? Professional fees, technical fees, royalty, non-compete fee, director fee. For all the 5, separate limit was there, 30. Here, for all the 3, combined limit is there, 50 lakhs. Combined limit of 50 lakhs. I gave you an example also. Mrs. X paid brokerage of 6 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees for architect service and 40 lakh rupees for contract of construction. So brokerage comes under 194H. Generally means brokerage is for coming under commission. Architect service is professional service and contract of construction is contract. It is a contract. So all these 3 are there. So it is how much? 40 plus 6 plus 5, total 51. Total 51. Hence TDS should be deducted. புரியுதா? So எல்லாமே combine பண்ணி பார்க்கணும். It is applicable only to individual or HUF who are not covered under section 194C, 194H, 194J. Even I told you now in 194J, personal nature professional service will not be covered. It will be covered here. Okay. Next, section 194N. Section 194N, cash withdrawal. Cash withdrawal. So if cash is withdrawn from a bank account exceeding 1 crore, then TDS is deducted from the bank, by the bank, sorry. So up to 1 crore, no TDS karna. TDS deducted only on amount exceeding 1 crore. So I told you, no, there is only one exception where TDS is deducted only on the excess amount. Up to 1 crore, no deduction. So if it is 1.5 crores, it means bank will deduct TDS on how much? 50 lakhs. Only 50 lakhs. First 1 crore, they will never deduct the TDS. Okay. And this limit is 3 crores in case of cooperative society. 3 crores in case of cooperative society. Other than cooperative society, 1 crore. Cooperative society, 3 crores. But if payee has not filed their return of income for all the 3 assessment year relevant to previous year for whom the time limit under 139(1) has expired in the preceding year, then TDS shall be deducted at 2% above 20 lakhs up to 1 crore and 5% above 1 crore. என்ன சொல்றாங்க? The person who is withdrawing money, this is withdrawing the cash. The person who is withdrawing the cash from the bank account, should have filed their return of income for the previous 3 years. If all the previous 3 years returns are not filed, for which the due date is over, if all the previous 3 years return is not filed, then TDS will be deducted at 2% above 20 lakhs up to 1 crore and 5% above 1 crore. And in case of cooperative society, instead of 1 crore, you should see it as 3 crores. Okay. Yes, up to only. Next. TDS is not applicable if payee is government. So if government is withdrawing money, no need to deduct. Bank is withdrawing money, cooperative bank, post office is withdrawing money, no need to deduct. Business correspondents of banks or cooperative banks. So business correspondent means what? Wherever bank will not be there, no. So to do banking facility, business correspondent will go do the banking operation. For example, there is a village. In that village, there is no bank. Okay, and it is not cost effective to put a branch over there. So whatever villagers are there, one bank business correspondent will go to the village and they will do banking transaction and then he will come back. This is only business correspondent. Then white label ATM operators. White label ATM operators means what? Companies who are managing ATMs. Then any other notified person. Who are notified? Authorized dealer and its agent and sub-agent, full-fledged money changers. Authorized dealer, agent and sub-agent, full-fledged money changers. Then commission agent or trader operating under APMC registered under respective law of concerned state. So commission agent or trader who is registered under APMC, Agriculture Market Produce Committee. And then cash replenishment agency or white label ATM operators. Agents of white label ATM operators. So cash replenishment agency means what? Agency will go and fill cash inside the ATM. That agency also they can withdraw cash more than 1 crore. This you see one time itself, you will be able to be thorough. Okay. So what is the TDS rate? 2% above 1 crore of cash withdrawal. Section 194P. This I think you have. Section 194P. P for party. 194P. P for party. TDS by specified bank. TDS by specified bank. Okay, listen. I told you 192 is deducted not at flat rate but at slab rate. 194P also slab rate. 194P also slab rate. Now for whom 194P is applicable? Applicable only to resident individual whose age is 75 years or more. Resident individual whose age is 75 years or more. Applicable only if the individual is having pension income and no other income except interest received or receivable from any account maintained by such individual in the same specified bank in which he or she is receiving the pension. So pension irukano, interest irukano, interestum pensionum ore bank la irukano, வேற எந்த பேங்க்ல எந்த இன்ட்ரெஸ்டும் இருக்கக்கூடாது. ஓகே, பென்ஷன் இருக்கணும், இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கணும், ரெண்டுமே ஒரே பேங்க்ல இருக்கணும். அந்த பேங்க் தவிர வேற எந்த பேங்க்லயும் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கக்கூடாது. Then this is applicable. Individual shall furnish a declaration to the bank in form 12 BBA. They will request the bank to deduct TDS as per 194P. Bank shall compute the income and tax of the individual after considering the deductions 80C to 80U, rebate under section 87A and TDS that is already deducted on pension or interest. If TDS is deducted under section 194P, the individual need not file his or her return of income. But if the conditions are not satisfied, normal provisions are applicable. Okay. So what did I say? 194P. P means party. Means what? Resident individual whose age is more than 75 years. For them, if they are getting pension from a bank and interest from a bank, and they should not get any other interest from any other bank also, then that bank, what they will do? They will ask the party to give form 12 BBA. In this form 12 BBA, the party will fill whatever is my deduction under 80C etc. and she will give to the bank. Now bank, what they will do? They will see this, they will compute her total income and whatever tax is coming, based on that, they will deduct the TDS under 194P. If TDS is deducted under 194P, party need not file return of income. Next, section 194R. 194R means benefit or perquisite in business or profession. I told you while discussing the charging section itself that benefit or perquisite, if it is received in the course of business, it is fully taxable under PGBP. Also, when the company is giving this benefit or perquisite, they will deduct the TDS under section 194R at 10%. if it is more than 20,000 per year. If it is more than 20,000 per year. If benefit or perquisite is wholly in kind and cash is not available, payer shall make sure that the tax is paid by the payee. So here also, if the benefit is given in kind, for example, I am giving gold coin. If I am giving gold coin, it means what? It is not in cash, it is in kind. So I should make sure that the TDS is paid. So I will ask him to pay advance tax of 10% and show me the advance tax receipt. I will give him the gold coin. Okay, and here also HIJACR. So individual or HUF, if they are making the payment under section 194R, if their turnover or gross receipts in the preceding previous year is up to 1 crore or 50 lakhs, need not deduct the TDS. Next, 194Q. 194Q. Break. One more section. This last TDS section. Let me finish. Then break it. 194Q. TDS on purchase of goods, not services. TDS on purchase of goods, not services. Okay, wow. So when is TDS under 194Q applicable? Every buyer who is responsible for paying any sum to a resident seller for purchase of goods or the value of aggregate of such goods is exceeding 50 lakhs in a previous year, liable to deduct a TDS at 0.1% on sum exceeding 50 lakhs. Okay, here also it is exceeding 50 lakhs. 194N, it was exceeding 1 crore. In 194Q also it is exceeding 50 lakhs. Up to 50 lakhs, no need to deduct TDS. Exceeding 50 lakhs only, you have to deduct TDS at how much percent? 0.1%. 0.1%. 1 lakh மேல 100 ரூபா, 1 lakh மேல 100 ரூபா. We remember like that. 100 rupees for 1 lakh rupees. Deduction is to be made on payment or credit, whichever is earlier, as usual. TDS under section 194Q is not applicable if TDS is deductible under any other provision or TCS is collectible under 206C except 206C1H. Hence, if both 194Q and 206C1H are applicable, 194Q will be applicable. Hypothetically, ignore this. I will take this when I am taking 206C1H. Buyer means a person whose turnover or gross receipt from business was more than 10 crores in the immediately preceding previous year. Buyer does not include person notified by government. TDS is applicable on purchase value. Hence, there is GST. Ignore GST. Take only the net value and deduct the TDS. However, I told you no. Payment or credit, whichever is earlier. What if payment is given earlier? Means what? Advance is given. In such case, you don't know how much is goods, how much is GST. So deduct on entire value. Okay. Then if PAN is not available, TDS is 5%. PAN is not available, TDS is 5%. Then it is not applicable on transaction to recognized stock exchange. Next point, not so important. Okay, idhukku munnadiyum vitrilla 206C1H kaprom paakalam. So what did I say? Section 194Q, TDS on purchase of goods. Who should deduct the TDS, sir? If my turnover in the preceding previous year was more than 10 crores, only then I should deduct the TDS. TDS on what? On purchase. If I am purchasing goods, I have to deduct TDS on the payment. Payment or credit, whichever is earlier, I have to deduct. If I am deducting on credit, it means what? I have made the purchase. Then need not deduct the TDS on GST value. Okay, only take the net value. But if I am making advance payment, I do not know what is GST, what is the price of goods, because advance payment is being made. In such case, TDS is deducted on the entire value. Sir, what if there is purchase return? Sir, should I reduce the TDS? You cannot do minus TDS. So in future, if you want, you can adjust. If you don't adjust also, it's okay, not a problem. So first and foremost, this section I have already discussed. Generally, TDS is deducted on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. TDS is deducted on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. But TDS is deducted only on payment basis in the following cases. Section 192 salary, 192A withdrawal from provident fund, 194DA life insurance policy, 194LA compensation on compulsory acquisition, 192 and BB, 192B and BB winnings, 194 dividend, 194N cash withdrawal. So in all these cases alone, TDS is deducted on payment basis In all the other sections, it is payment or credit, whichever is earlier. Okay. Next. In all the above sections, the payee is resident except 194E. This 194E pongalku kadayadu. Next. In case of resident payee, the TDS rate is a fixed rate. However, when a payee is a non-resident, idhu pongalku kadayadu. Next, hijack R we have already discussed. In case of 194C alone, this provision applies to AOP BOI also. Next, TDS is applicable on entire amount wherever the limits are crossed, except certain cases like 194N and 194Q. So 194N and 194Q line TDS is applicable only on the payment above the limit, exceeding the limit. So limit varikkum TDS kadayadu. Next. In case of TDS on services, GST is mentioned separately, then TDS shall not be deducted on GST component. In general also, TDS is not deducted on GST component. Okay. Next. No TDS is payable on any sum which is given to the government, RBI, or any corporation established by the government or even mutual fund. So if any payment is made to these organizations, no need to deduct TDS. After deducting TDS, the deductor is required to pay only the net amount to the deductee. Hence, TDS deducted is considered as income of the payee. This also I already told you. Next, 206AB, 206CCA. TDS or TCS rate in case of non-filers. So, in case of TDS or TCS, if payee or collectee has not filed the return of income of the last previous year for which the due date has already expired before the current previous year, and TDS or TCS collected in each of the previous year is 50,000 or more, then TDS or TCS shall be deducted or collected as per the following rate: twice the TDS rate or 5%, whichever is higher. Twice the TDS rate or 5%, whichever is higher. So what does this section say? You see the period before this year, whatever return filing due date is over, that year you see. Okay. So for previous year 24-25, for which year the return filing due date is over? Answer is previous year 22-23. Okay, for previous year 23-24 it will not be over. During the year previous 24-25 only they will be filing the return. So before 24-25, which year due date will be over? For 22-23 it will be over. Okay, for this year you see whether you had deducted TDS or collected TCS of 50,000, of more than 50,000, 50,000 or more, 50,000 or more. In such case, you have to see whether they have filed their return of income for that year or not. If they have filed their return of income, no problem. If they had not filed their return of income, then in 24-25, you have to deduct at twice the TDS or TCS rate or 5%, whichever is higher. Okay, then 206AB is not applicable to 192 salary, 192A withdrawal from PF, 194B and BB for winnings also not applicable, 194BA online games also not applicable, IA immovable property also not applicable, IB, that is that IB and M, which means what, that special rent also not applicable, then M, that contract professional service all together, no, for that hijack case, for that also not applicable, and cash withdrawal also not applicable. For other sections it is applicable. 206C AB is not applicable if the payee is a non-resident who does not have permanent establishment in India. And 206 AB is not required. See, TDS TCS was more than 50,000, but still the person was not required to file their return of income. In such case, you need not deduct TDS or TCS at higher rate. Maximum TCS cannot exceed 20%. Maximum TCS is 20%. Then section 197, certificate for deduction at lower rate. What is this section 197? Listen. For example, I am a loss making assessee. I have incurred huge loss. So in the previous year to current year, I am carrying forward such loss. So in this year also, my business income will not be so much that it will be more than the loss itself. This year I will be setting off such loss. Hence, my tax payable will be 0. Correct? So I will go to assessing officer and I'll request him that you please give me a certificate that I will show to everyone, and when I show this certificate, they will not deduct my TDS. because however for me I will not pay any tax. So why to block my amount in TDS? Later on I will get refund after 1 year. Adukku badala now itself I will ask them, please don't deduct TDS for me. If AO is satisfied, he may give the certificate. It applies to 194, 192, 193. So all these section it is applicable. Assessee can make application to assessing officer for non-deduction or deduction at lower rates. Assessing officer may give certificate. Hence, deductor need not deduct TDS or deduct TDS at the lower rate which is mentioned in certificate. He can also tell, for example, he is doing professional service. So TDS is deductible at 10%. The assessing officer will tell, I will not give certificate for no deduction. I will give certificate that TDS should be deducted at 3%. Okay. In such case, TDS should be deducted at 3%. Okay. Next, section 199, credit availability. TDS credit is available to a person to whom the deduction is made, except in case of clubbing, credit will be available to the person in whose hands the income will be taxable. So for minor child, TDS credit will be available to the parent, okay, whose income is higher. In case of tax paid by employer on non-monetary perks, employee can take the credit. Next, section 197A, no deduction or lower deduction of TDS in the following cases. Now first, in section 197, what did I tell you? They have to go to the assessing officer and get the certificate from assessing officer. Now in section 197A, there is another provision. What is the provision? If the assessee feels that their income is going to be below the basic exemption limit, in such case, they can fill form 15G or form 15H. 15G is for normal persons, 15H is for senior citizen. 15G normal person, 15H is for senior citizen. So they will fill form 15G or 15H and they will give to the deductor. If they receive form 15G or 15H, they need not deduct the TDS. Okay, applicable for what and all? Section 192A, 193, interest other than securities. Then interest on securities. Then 194A, interest on interest other than TDS on interest other than interest on securities. 194D, 194DA, 194E, National Savings Certificate. Then 194I, and here please include 194 and 194K also. 194 and 194K also. Now, this provision is applicable only when the aggregate income during the previous year is not applicable if the aggregate income exceeds the basic exemption limit. So if it is within the basic exemption limit, only it is applicable. But here please write, in case of 15H, it means what? For senior citizen alone, 15H is allowed even if net total income after deduction and rebate is not taxable. 15H is allowed even if net total income or net taxable income, that is income after deduction and rebate, is not taxable. So income is not taxable now. It is above basic exemption limit, but it is not taxable. Then also 15H is allowed only for senior citizen. Next, TDS or TCS has to be deposited to the government every month, and TDS TCS return have to be filed every quarter using the deductor's TAN number, that is tax deduction and collection account number. Now listen, except for three sections, 194IA, 194IB and 194M, except for these three sections, the TDS has to be deducted using TAN number. So if I am deducting the TDS, then I have to take TAN number from the government. What is TAN? Tax deduction and collection account number. This is only TAN number. With my TAN number only, I will create an account in the government website, and whatever TDS I am paying should be through this TAN number only. Whatever returns I am filing will be through this TAN number only. Okay. The TDS return for TDS other than salary is filed using form 26Q. So other than salary, the TDS return is called 26Q. TDS for salary is called form 24Q, and TCS return is called form 27AQ. So non-salary 26Q, salary 24Q, TCS 27EQ. Due date to deposit the TDS to the government. If government is paying the TDS, see, government not that important, you see any other person. If any other person is paying the TDS April to February, then it is 7 days from the end of the month of TDS. So April TDS should be paid within March 7th, May 7th. May TDS should be paid within June 7th, and so on. However, March TDS alone can be paid till April 30th. March TDS can be paid till April 30th of the next financial year nu kuduthirukku. That definitely next financial year, because March ku appuram adutha financial year will start. But for TCS, this I am taking now itself. For TCS also it is next month 7th. Okay, and for March also it is next month 7th only. TCS is next month 7th, March also it is next month 7th only, no change. But only in case of TDS, if deduction has been done in March, the TDS can be paid till 30th of April. 30th of April. Now, the due date for filing quarterly statement. So, for the first quarter, due date for TDS return is 31st July, 31st October, 31st January, and for the last quarter alone, 2 months time is given, 31st May. April kadeyade, it is May. So, for the first 3 quarters, it is what? 1 month time is given to file the TDS return, 31st July, 31st October, 31st January. But for Jan, Feb, March, that is the last quarter, the time is still what? 31st of May of the next year. Then what about TCS return? TCS return generally 15 days is only given, 15th July, 15th October, 15th January. But for Jan to March alone, 1 month 15 days is given, 15th May of the immediately succeeding financial year. So 1 month extra in both TDS and TCS is given for what? Return filing, for filing the TDS or TCS return. Next, due date to furnish TDS certificate. Sir, what is TDS certificate? TDS certificate means it is a proof that TDS has been paid to the government. For example, I am making payment to you, I will deduct the TDS and I will pay to the government. Then I will file the return of income. Now you are telling what is the proof that you have paid to government? That is only TDS certificate. So I should give you TDS certificate also as a proof that I have paid to the government properly. TDS certificate in case of non-salary is called Form 16A. In case of salary, it is called Form 16. You would have heard Form 16. Employer kita Form 16 vaanguvanga. That is TDS certificate. It means what? Employer has paid the TDS. And other than employer, it is 16A. Form 16A. So what is the due date? In case of Form 16, the due date to give the TDS certificate is what? 15th June. So last date to file TDS is 31st May. 31st May for the last quarter. So 15 days extra is given to give TDS certificate proof. Then in case of other than salary, it is 15 days from the due date of furnishing the return. Due date of furnishing return. So it means what? Here it will be 15th August, then 15th November, then 15th February and 15th June. The due date to give Form 16A. Form 16, it is given only yearly once, but Form 16A, it is given every quarter. Next, special points for 194IA, IB and M. I told you, no, 194IA, 194IB and 194M, all these 3 sections, there is no requirement of TAN number. Then how will they pay TDS? They will pay TDS using their PAN number itself. Okay, permanent account number. Using their PAN number itself, they will pay the TDS. Then what is the due date to pay TDS? You take the month of deduction. Next month 30th, next month end is the month to pay, due date to pay the TDS. What is the due date to file return of income? That is also next month end only. To pay the tax also, it is next month end. To file the return also, it is next month end. Okay. So no TAN is required for 194IA, IB and M. The payer can deduct TDS using PAN itself. The TDS has to be deposited within 30 days from the, so not next month end, sorry, it is 30 days from the end of the month. So next month 30th. 30 days from the end of the month in which it was deducted, along with return in Form 26QB, 26QC, 26QD. So the return filing form is called 26QB, 26QC, 26QD. For 194IA, it is 26QB. For 194IB, it is 26QC. For 194M, it is 26QD. Then here also TDS certificate shall be submitted within 15 days from the due date. Within 15 days. Everywhere TDS certificate is 15 days from due date, 15 days from due date. Okay. Then this is not that important. Next, consequence for non-deduction or payment of TDS. Listen here, this we have already covered in PGBP chapter. Once again I am taking. Any person who is required to deduct TDS but does not deduct or pay the whole or any part of the tax shall become assessee in default. Shall become assessee in default. So if a person is not paying the TDS, such person will become assessee in default. However, if payee is a resident, so the person who is receiving the payment is a resident, paid the tax, furnished the return of income, included such income in the return of income, gets a certificate from chartered accountant. In such case, deductor shall not be considered as assessee in default. Okay, similar provision we have already studied when we saw what? PGBP, disallowances. When you make payment, 30% will get disallowed. But if the person who is the payee, he is filing the return, including the income and giving CS certificate, in such case, then it is allowed in the year in which such person is filing return of income. Okay. Then, in such case also, interest is calculated on TDS at 1% or per month or part of the month till the return is filed by the payee. So, interest still has to be paid. TDS need not be paid because opposite person has filed the return and paid the entire tax. So, TDS need not be paid, but interest has to be paid at 1%. Then, section 201(1)(a), 206(c)(7), interest for delay in payment or deduction of TDS or TCS. So, what is the interest liable? Interest is simple interest at 1% per month. If no TDS is deducted or deducted but not paid. If no TDS is deducted but not paid. So, first one what we are seeing, 1% per month or part thereof, late deduction. So, if TDS is not deducted, it is deducted late. In such case, interest is applicable. What is the interest? 1% per month or part of the month. From when to when? From the date on which TDS was deductible to the date on which such TDS was actually deducted. 1.5% per month or part thereof of late payment. So, late payment will be calculated from the date on which tax was deducted, not due date of payment, to the date on which such tax was actually paid. So, Adanalda I have written here not due date of payment. You have to take from what? Date on which TDS was deducted. From deducted till paid. Month, part of the month thereof. Okay, 1.5%. Next, what if TDS return is not filed within due date? If TDS return is not filed within due date, there is a late fee of 200 rupees per day, maximum TDS amount. Late fee of 200 rupees per day, maximum TDS amount in that return will be the maximum amount. Okay. Next. Now let's come to TCS, tax collected at source. First we were seeing tax deduction at source. Now we will see tax collection at source. So TDS stands for tax deduction at source. TCS stands for tax collection at source. Here payer is required to deduct and TCS, the person who is receiving the payment, is required to collect extra. So if you are giving me 10 lakhs and if 1% is TCS, means what? 10,000. I will take 10,000 rupees extra from you. So 10 lakh 10,000 I will collect. This 10,000 I will pay to government. Then seller is required to collect. Generally deducted at payment or credit, whichever is earlier. Generally collected when payable by buyer or paid by buyer, whichever is earlier. Now let us see on what amount TCS applies. TCS applies on the sale of liquor. This liquor is alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Alcoholic liquor for human consumption, scrap, coal, lignite or iron ore. Liquor, scrap, coal, lignite, iron ore. On all this, TCS is collected by the seller at 1%. Liquor, scrap, coal, lignite, iron ore, 1%. Next, timber, forest produce except tendu leaves, 2.5%. On timber 2.5%, forest produce 2.5%, but if it is tendu leaves na tobacco leaves, on it is 5%. TCS is 5%. Next, granting license or lease of parking lot, toll plaza or mine or quarry. Granting license or lease. License or lease. Generally government will only grant license or lease of what? Parking lot. Parking lot government will not grant. But government can also grant, public can also grant. Then toll plaza, this government will do. Mine also government will do. Quarry also government will do. Quarry is nothing but large pit to mine stones and minerals. Stones and minerals. So granting license or lease of parking lot, toll plaza, mine or quarry. On this, what is the TCS? 2%. On this, what is TCS? 2%. Now first let us see all the special points. TCS is not applicable if the buyer is government, embassy, consulate, high commission or institution as per United Nations Act. So if they are buying, you need not collect from them. TCS is not applicable on 1, 2, 3 above if purchased for personal consumption. So if tobacco leaves, timber, liquor purchased for personal consumption, then no need to collect TCS. So if retail customer is buying, you need not collect TCS from them. Only if you are selling to dealer, then only you should collect TCS. Okay. Then section 2060(1)(a) tells that 2060(1) 1 to 4 is not applicable if buyer is a resident and furnish a declaration that they are used in manufacturing or power generation. So in 1 to 4 above, actually it's not 1 to 4, it should be 1 to 3 only. 1 to 3 change 1 to 3. In 1 to 3 above, if the buyer is telling that whatever goods I am purchasing, I will be using for manufacturing. If the buyer is telling, for example, alcoholic liquor for human consumption, there is a medicine company who is telling that this medicine I will be using for making cough syrup, manufacturing cough syrup. In such case, no need to collect TCS. No need to collect the TCS. But buyer will purchase this alcohol, no. If it is more than 50 lakhs, they have to deduct TDS under 194Q. Okay, va? Because in the section illana, then under section applicable irum. Okay. Next, section 206C. If collectee does not furnish PAN, then TCS shall be collected at double rate or 5%, whichever is higher. Double rate or 5%, whichever is higher. It should not exceed 20%. Should not exceed 20%. So double rate or 5%, whichever is higher. In PAN number, what did we see? Actual rate or 20%, whichever is higher. Actual rate or 20%, whichever is higher. If PAN is not there, actual rate or 20%, whichever is higher. In case of TCS, it is what? Double rate or 5%, whichever is higher. Next, 206C(1)(f). TCS on motor vehicle. TCS on motor vehicle. Now listen. First நாங்க TCS சில cases பார்த்தோம்ல. In all those cases, TCS is not applicable if it is for personal consumption. Here, TCS is only applicable if it is for personal consumption. Ulta. So, if a car dealer is selling car to another car dealer, manufacturer is selling to dealer, then TCS will not come. If dealer is selling to final consumer or customer, then only TCS will come. Okay. It is applicable only if the value of car is more than 10 lakhs. Sir, what if I buy 2 cars for 7 lakhs each? So total is more than 10 lakhs, no? Then TCS will apply, yeah? Answer is no. TCS will only apply if value of single car is more than 10 lakhs. Single car should be more than 10 lakhs. If multiple cars are there, combined more than 10 lakhs, then TCS will not apply. TCS shall be collected on receipt basis. TCS is not applicable on sale of vehicle from manufacturer to dealer. TCS is applicable on value per vehicle and not the aggregate consideration. 206C(1) does not apply. If 206C(1)(f) does not apply, then 206C(1)(h) will apply. This we will discuss later on. Okay, so this much only. So if dealer is selling car to final customer only, they have to collect the TCS from the final customer. If the value of the car is more than 10 lakh rupees, only then TCS will be collected. When manufacturer is giving to dealer, no need to collect the TCS. Fine. Now let's see 206C(1)(g). 206C(1)(g). First, I want you to draw this chart. wherever you have the space, I want you to draw this chart. So first, let us see the provision. Where an authorized dealer receives more than 7 lakh rupees in a previous year from a person who is remitting the amount out of India through the under the liberalized remittance scheme, that is LRS. LRS is a scheme of RBI which allows you to send the amount outside India also. Generally up to $250,000 the person is allowed to easily send outside India. LRS of RBI, then he is required to collect TCS at 5% in excess of 7 lakhs, not on entire money. The limit is to be calculated per dealer. Limit should be calculated per dealer. So one dealer will not know from another dealer how much transaction has been done. So for that dealer, if it is more than 7 lakhs, he has to collect the TCS only on amount in excess of 7 lakhs. Up to 7 lakhs, no TCS. More than 7 lakhs, only on the excess he has to collect the TCS, only on the excess. Then see third point, seller of overseas tour program package is required to collect TCS at 5% from the buyer, no minimum limit. Then this section is not applicable if buyer is liable to deduct TDS on the same transaction. So if TDS is applicable, then this TCS will not be applicable. If TDS is applicable, this TCS will not be applicable. Sir, what is overseas tour program package? See, in this section, no, two types of transactions are covered. Authorized dealer, OTPP. OTPP means what? Overseas tour program package. So what is overseas tour program package? Which offers a visit to any country, countries, territory or territories outside India and includes expense for travel, hotel, stay, boarding, lodging and other expenses relating to the tour. Then it is overseas tour program package. In case of overseas tour program package, TCS has to be collected. TCS has to be collected. Now listen, if it is only travel, if travel company is giving only travel, then it is not OTPP. If it is only hotel stay, not OTPP. Travel plus hotel stay means OTPP. Okay, wow. So TCS is not applicable if only air tickets are there with the person who is providing the service. TCS is not applicable if only hotel stay is taken. TCS is applicable if travel plus hotel stay is taken. Okay, wow. That is only overseas tour program package. Getting a tour package, that is only tour package. Next, transactions through international credit card while being overseas is not counted under LRS and not subject to TCS. So if you go outside India and you swipe the credit card, then on such credit card transaction, the bank will not collect TCS. That is not subject to TCS. Now let us see on what value TCS will come. Firstly, let us discuss authorized dealer. Authorized dealer transaction up to 7 lakhs, no TCS. Up to 7 lakh, no TCS. Above 7 lakhs, if the remittance is for education loan, it is 0.5%. If it is medical treatment, 5%. Other than education loan, medical treatment, 20%. Sorry, very medical treatment illa, education and medical treatment. Here it is education and medical treatment. Education / medical treatment 5%, others 20%. Others 20%. Sir, what if there are all three and it is crossing 7 lakhs? Then take FIFO method. First 7 lakhs, there is no TCS. Above 7 lakhs, whatever it is, that rate will be applicable. FIFO method. Okay. Then now let's come to overseas tour program package. In overseas tour program package, no, there is no limit and all. There is slab rate. What is the slab rate? Up to 7 lakh 5%, above 7 lakh 20%. So up to 7 lakh you have to calculate 5% TCS. Above 7 lakh you have to calculate 20% TCS. This will be the total. So how you calculate income tax? No, like that you have to calculate the TCS. Up to 7 lakh 5%, above 7 lakh 20%. Next 206C 1H, TCS on sale of goods not services. First, what did we see? 194Q, TDS on purchase of goods. Now this is TCS on sale of goods. Here also, who has to collect the TCS? If turnover in preceding previous years is greater than 10 crore. If turnover in preceding previous year is greater than 10 crore, then only this section is applicable. If the amount received for sale of goods, is greater than 50 lakhs, then on the amount greater than 50 lakhs only TCS is applicable. Similar, TCS rate is also 0.1 percentage, that is also same. Sir, then sale also it is applicable, purchase also it is applicable. Answer is yes, on both it is applicable, but if TDS is deducted, then this TCS need not be collected. If TDS is deducted, then TCS need not be collected. So when will TCS arise? TCS will arise, number 1, the seller is there, no? Seller's turnover in the preceding previous year should be more than 10 crores. That is first condition. The next condition is what? The sale consideration received during the year. See, it is not value of goods sold. It is sale consideration received. Sir, na last year sales panna, but in the version da panam kadichirukku. On this amount also TCS will be applicable. Yes, it will be applicable. It is what? Consideration received for sales. So here GST also will be included, because if I sell goods for 100 rupees and charge 18 rupees GST, I will receive how much? 118. So here TCS is applicable on GST also. Purida, because TCS is applicable on consideration received. So whatever consideration is received, if it is more than 50 lakh rupees, then on the excess consideration, TCS has to be collected at 0.1 percentage. TCS at 0.1 percentage. Fine. Now, please write wherever you find space, ranking. Is there a possibility that multiple sections are applicable on the same transaction? Answer is yes. There is a possibility that there are multiple sections on same transaction. If there are multiple sections on same transaction, then what order we should take? First what we should consider, then what we should consider. So first, always you should give first preference to TDS sections other than 194Q. TDS section other than 194Q. That is, so if that is applicable, then you should take that only. All the others you ignore. If that is not applicable, then you see whether TCS other than 206C1H, that is TCS on sale of goods, TCS other than 206C1H is applicable. So if it is applicable, then you take. Okay, wow. Then if both of them are not applicable, then you see whether TDS under 194Q is applicable. If that is applicable, take 194Q. If that is also not applicable, so no section is applicable at all. In such case only you can apply 206C1H. 206C1H. So this is the ranking. Advance tax interest under section 234A, 234, 234B and C. Now, what is advance tax? Advance tax means tax paid by the assessee, tax of the previous year paid in the previous year itself. What is advance tax? Tax of the previous year paid in previous year itself. Sir, how much advance tax we have to pay? 100% you have to pay. 100% tax of the previous year should be paid by the assessee in the previous year itself. It is compulsory to pay 100% tax in the same year. Okay. Now, advance tax means tax paid in the financial year immediately preceding the assessment year, that is the previous year. Liability to pay the advance tax. Person whose advance tax liability is 10,000 or more in a financial year on estimated income. Now listen, only if the total tax during the year is 10,000 or more. If it is less than 10,000, no need to pay advance tax. If it is 10,000 or more, only then you have to pay advance tax. Next, if there is a resident senior citizen not having PGBP income, this is a MCQ type question. MCQ. Resident senior citizen not having PGBP income, then they are not liable to pay advance tax. Whatever income, even if they have income 1 crore, 2 crore, does not matter. If there is a resident senior citizen not having PGBP income, no need to pay advance tax. No need to pay advance tax. Then, sir, how to calculate advance tax liability? First, calculate total tax. Total tax during the year you calculate. Sir, but advance tax has to be paid within the year or no? It should be paid within the year. How will we know what is the total income? You have to take total estimated income. Estimated how much you will earn during the year, that much you have to take. Calculate the tax on the same, and from this you reduce tax that you have already paid, that is TDS or TCS, and if advance tax also you have already paid, reduce that advance tax also. So take the total tax, add surcharge, marginal relief, health and education cess, all the adjustment you do, finish. After that you reduce TDS, TCS, advance tax. So balance amount is only the advance tax payable. Advance tax payable. What is the due date to pay advance tax? Due date to pay advance tax for presumptive income. For presumptive income, that is 44 AD, 44 ADA and even 44 AE, it is 15th March. No, not for 44 AE, only for 44 AD, 44 ADA. It is 15th March and only one installments need to be paid. So what? 100% of the tax you should pay within 15th March. That is enough. That is enough. Other than 44 AD, 44 ADA, what is the due date and how much payment should be done? Within 15th June, 15% payment should be done. Within 15th September, 45% payment should be done. Within 15th December, 75% payment should be done. Within 15th March, 100% payment should be done. What did I tell? Within 15th June, 15% payment. 15th September, 45% payment. 15th December, 75% payment. 15th March, 100% payment. 15, 45, 75, 100. 15, 45, 75 and 100. Okay. Then income shall be estimated at every date of payment. So, sir, is it possible that in June I was thinking I will earn 10 lakh rupees, but when I came to September, now I think I can earn 15 lakh rupees? Yes, it is very much possible. So revise your estimate, then do advance tax calculation as per latest estimate, and then whatever difference is there, you pay it in the installment. Okay, wow. Then any amount paid as advance tax on or before 31st March is treated as advance tax. See, Kanna, what is the due date to pay advance tax? 15th March. But even 31st March, whatever is paid before 31st March will be treated as advance tax. Why is 31st March given? Because there are some special cases where you have sudden income, and in sudden income you will pay advance tax only after that income. There are 4 cases. What are those 4 cases? Capital gain, winning from lottery, PGBP income first time and dividend income. Capital gain, winning from lottery, PGBP income first time and dividend income. So 4 types of incomes are called unexpected income. If unexpected income is coming, no, then even if you pay the advance tax for that income after the income is coming, then it is totally okay, no problem. So for capital gain, winning from lottery, PGBP income for the first time and dividend income, for these 4 income, you can pay the advance tax even after you have gotten the income. So for these incomes, if March 15 date is over, no problem. You pay before March 31st. Not a problem. If entire amount is paid, no interest under 234B, 234C shall be applicable. So 234B, 234C shall not be applicable. Now let us see interest calculation. So first advance tax, one more time I am summarizing. Who has to pay advance tax? If the tax for the entire year is 10,000 or more, then advance tax is payable, and resident senior citizen need not pay advance tax if he is not having PGBP income. So 2 cases where advance tax will not come. 10,000 or less than 10,000 tax, and resident senior citizen not having PGBP. No need to pay advance tax. Now all the others has to pay advance tax. What is the advance tax due date? For person taking 44 AD, 44 ADA, due date is 15th of March. Within 15th of March they have to pay 100% advance tax. For all the other persons, there are 4 due dates, 4 installment. First installment 15th June. In that how much percentage? 15%. Second installment 15 September, 45% payment. Third installment 15 December, 75% payment. Fourth installment 15th March, 100% payment. But if you are having 4 unexpected type of income, then even if you are making the advance tax payment after the income, immediately after the income, it is totally okay. What are the 4 unexpected type? Capital gain, then winning from lottery, PGBP income arising for first time, and dividend. Now if you are not making advance tax income in time, advance tax payment in time, then interest under section 234C will arise. Interest under section 234C will arise. Sir, in the 234A, B, C, இது எப்போ வரும் sir? Listen here, let's say 1/4/2024, then 31/3/2025. Let's say due date is 31/7/2025 and date of payment is 39/2025. This is due date of return. This is payment date. Due date of return and payment date. Now listen here. Within this year, if you are making late payment, then you have to pay 234C. It means what? This advance tax liability is there, no? That I have paid late. So within the year, whatever late payment you are making within the previous year itself, interest will be applicable under section 234C. Then from 1/4/2025 onwards till actual payment is made, 1/4/2025 onwards till actual payment is made, interest is applicable under section 234B. 234B. Sir, then what about 234A? 234A is interest for not paying the tax within the due date to file return of income. So from the due date till the actual payment date, it is 234A. 234A. So if you want, please draw this, you will get some clarity when and all which section is applicable. So till 31 March 2025, 234C is applicable. Then from 1/4/2025 till the actual date of payment, the 234B is applicable. Then from the due date till the actual payment date, 234A is applicable. So 234A and 234B pata double interest mari theride. Yes, double interest. It is a penalty for not filing the return within the due date, not paying the tax within the due date. Okay va? Now 234C quickly paakalam. What is 234C? Assessee computing profit on presumptive basis. If the assessee is computing profit on presumptive basis, then only one installment, no, 15th March. 15th March ku badla 16th March payment pannitanga sir. Then also 1 day late also 1% is the interest. 1% is the interest. 234C interest is how much? 1%. Sir, what if they make payment in April or May? In such case, will it be 2% or 3%? Answer is no. 234C interest stops on 31st March 2025. 31st March 2025 kappuram there is no 234C interest. Purida? Hence, in case of 44AD, 44ADA case, there is only one installment, 15th March. If you do the payment late, 1% is the interest. 1% is the interest. Next, what about others, sir? Others. Listen here. See, Kanna. First installment and second installment, no. That is in the first 4 to 6 months of the business. It is very difficult to estimate the income. It is very difficult to estimate the income. Maybe you are thinking that you will earn 10 lakhs, but actually you earn 15 lakhs. Is it possible? Answer is yes. Hence, the government is providing you with a margin of error. Margin of error. What is this margin of error? Listen, generally 15% you have to pay. 15% you have to pay first installment, correct? But what if you paid only 13%? Then also it's okay, no problem. There will not be any interest. I paid 14%, then also there will not be any interest. Up to 12% there will not be any interest. But if you did not pay even 12%, that is you paid how much? Only 11% or 10%. In such case, the interest will be calculated up to 15%. புரியுதா? 12% க்கு கம்மியா பே பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் கால்குலேட் பண்ணும்போது 15 வரைக்கும் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் எடுக்கணும். So calculate what is 15%, calculate what is actual payment, difference is there, no? On this difference, 3-month interest. So 3% will be the interest. 3% will be the interest. Okay. Next, interest is always 3 months, 3 months, 3 months and 1 month. Okay. In between you are making payment, sir. Illa sir, நம்ம ஜூனுக்கு பதிலா ஜூலைல பே பண்ணியாச்சு, அதெல்லாம் கண்டுக்கவே வேண்டாம். 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 1 month. Okay. 3, 3, 3, 1. There is no in between. வேற எதுவுமே வராது. Next, in 15 September, no, you should make 45% payment, correct? However, Even if the assessee had made payment of up to 36%, no need to charge any interest. But if it is even less than 36%, then interest will be charged for the difference from 45%. Okay, difference calculate பண்றதுக்கு 45% இருந்து பார்க்கணும். 36% வரைக்கும் இருந்தா no interest. Then for the last two installment there is no margin of error. 75% and 100%, whatever is the difference, you have to pay the interest at 3% per month, sorry 1% per month for 3 months of the shortfall. Okay, this definitely you would be able to understand better only if you do a question. Please do a one question from the study material of advanced tax. Okay, next section 234, first 234b and c முடிச்சிடலாம் quickly. b and a. 234b is what I already told you. 234b is not applicable. Now listen here. 234b is not applicable if advance tax paid is 90% of total tax. 234b is not applicable if advance tax is up to 90% or more of the total tax. If advance tax paid is 90% or more of the total tax. If it is less than 90%, 234b interest also will come. Okay, 234b interest will be calculated from 1st of April till to the date of filing return of income. 1% per month. Next, on the difference amount only. Interest will be only on the difference amount. So if you have already paid some amount, whatever is payable you have not paid, that amount alone you have to take and you have to calculate 1% per month. Next, section 234a. 234a is charged when return of income is filed after the due date. No return of income is filed, or return of income is filed after due date. Either no return of income is filed or return of income is filed after due date. What is the interest? 1% per month or part of the month. Taxed on assessed income minus TDS minus advance tax. Now listen, there is a case law which tells you should also reduce self-assessment tax paid. Okay, then from when is it calculated? If return of income is filed, it is calculated from the due date of filing return of income up to date of filing return of income or up to date of assessment. If return of income is filed, then take date of filing return of income. If return of income is not filed, then take till the date of assessment. Now last 234f, this I already told you, fee for default in filing return of income. If return of income is not filed within due date, then return of income is filed on or before 31st December, it is 5,000. If total income is up to 5 lakhs, the fees will be only 1,000. Generally it is 5,000. If total income is up to 5 lakhs, the fees is 1,000. So with this, TDS, TCS, advanced tax chapter is also over.